Hello everybody, this is a video that I'm doing because someone named Fullfire, who is a regular in my live streams, bought two knives from me. One of those knives was my Para 3, which I do appreciate you buying. You helped me afford my Grail knife. This is the Para 3 that has been sold. Comes with the Lynch Northwest pocket clip. Overall a great knife, I just never carried it. And the second knife that was bought was this Gerber Affinity. Yes, there's a second one. This I just bought specifically because he wanted the giveaway knife. Now, this one is a little rough, or kind of hard to open, not super smooth. By the end of the video, that will all change. He also wanted the patina done on it as well. So first, we're going to take this whole thing apart. You will need a Robertson number 1 screwdriver for this, which is extremely uncommon as far as I know in the knife sphere anyway. Next we will need a T6 for the pinch plate. Well, let me double check that. That pinch plate is not coming off because it stripped my bit, which sucks. That's exactly why I hate T6s. We will grab the second T6, but that is the only other T6 that I have, so if it strips, then we're kind of screwed. And we are not taking that pinch plate off because of that. There are other things that we can take off, but mainly we just need this front scale off, which is what we will be doing now. I hope. Please? It's turning. Yes. 1 out of 2 done. Please. So that's the same reason why I didn't do the last one. And the whole thing just flew apart, which works just fine. The whole reason I didn't do the pinch plate on the last one was for the exact same reason. Oh, this is great. It just all came apart the way it should. I'm so glad it did that. Take the blade off. Take this off. There we go. It's got a stonewash finish type deal. We're going to go ahead and clean that up a little bit. Take all these parts and separate them over here, out of the way, so that I don't forget where they are, because that's an important thing, having all the parts. Grab a Q-tip, or the last few that I have before I have to grab some more. Isopropyl alcohol here. It's just great at cleaning stuff. Unfortunately, this one didn't come with the adjustable thumb stud like the other one did, because this one didn't come with the thumb stud at all, which is weird. You know, the biggest interesting thing about this knife was the fact that it came with an adjustable thumb stud, but apparently it doesn't do that anymore. They decided that it wasn't cool or something, who knows. Nice and cleaned out. There we go. Okay. Clean off any oil or residue that they left behind to keep this thing from patinaing in the package. I don't think that I need to use any sandpaper on it. Okay, there we go. It looks way better in person than it does on camera, unfortunately. Or fortunately, whichever way you want to look at it. It just sucks because you guys will never see what this really looks like. Unless, I mean, I could probably get a picture to look like it. So here's what we're going to use. Okay, this is a piece of Tupperware, just a Cool Whip container. And then we need, let's see here. There we go. One of these, paper towel. For the paper towel, we will be shredding it. You just want this thing completely shredded. Just throw the pieces in there. You might need more than one. And yes, I'm going to tell you guys how to do this. I will not be telling you the specific way that I made this knife look the way it did. Hopefully anyway, because it's supposed to be an interesting look, and I'd prefer to be selling them than showing everybody how I do it. Okay, it needs another paper towel. Okay, we got the second paper towel here. Now, if I'm going to do this again in the future, I'm going to charge more than I did on this one because it takes a lot of time to do this. Literal hours. Mostly of waiting, but still, it's hours. Some family members are saying that I'm doing it for too cheap, and after thinking about it, I completely agree. Okay. That looks good to me. Okay. Next we need some salt, which I'm just going to use Himalayan pink salt from the dollar store. That's all you really need. And then ammonia, which is one of the worst smells ever. And then you just let it sit in here for 3 or 4 hours, and then it looks good. Or then it turns everything blue, and yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it here, and we'll continue off after this is all finished. And you guys will see how it ends up looking. Okay, and this is how the patina turned out so far. This is after, I think I left it in there for like 36 hours. And then we have a few other things I'm going to do before it's all finished. Clear coating and a little bit of polishing on certain parts because I want to see how it turns out. And we'll skip right to that here in a sec. Okay, and now that we have done all the work that it needed, we're going to first start out by getting all these parts out. Now, I do want to preface that this total took 111 hours, or 111 and a half hours, and will never be done again for less than $100. This was a ridiculous amount of work for the amount of profit I got out of it. So this won't happen again. Again, for less than 100. You might not think it's worth that much, but the amount of time I put into this thing was insane. So, we're going to go ahead and start putting this thing back together. Well, can't really do that now when we don't have the main piece, now do we? It is stamped number 1, right there. KO Knives signed in silver Sharpie and then clear coated over. This has been clear coated 6 times. I still wouldn't carry it with anything like jeans, just soft pants. And then here's how it turned out. This thing is gorgeous. So what I did was carved it using this. It was the only knife that I had that was small enough to make sense, and I sat there and carved it for an hour and a half, like this. I think it turned out amazing. Again, I don't think I'd ever do this again for less than $100. So this is one hell of a deal. We'll go ahead and put this thing back together and see how it looks. Now this will never be seen unless it's taken apart. But yeah, let's go ahead and begin. Now I do expect things to be a little tight fit because of all the clear coat. When you put that much clear coat, it just does that. Now we also polished these. The washers are polished. Should be way smoother than it was. And those are the only modifications I've done, is the patina and the polished washers. I will have to keep this out. This is the lanyard thing right here. When you take this thing apart, that thing just wobbles and it's really loud. So I'm not going to put any oil on it yet. I just want to see how everything fits. Oh, might help if I put the other washer on, huh? Okay. There we go. This piece goes there. There we go. And then the other screws go in on this side. Unfortunately, the moment you put these screws in, it starts taking off the clear coat inside those holes. So we're going to leave that for now. Close it, see how it looks. Centering looks good to me. This thing is gorgeous. It's beautiful. I almost want to keep it. Yeah. Oh, it's not doing it because that's the only part that's touching. Yeah. So I will be removing that. It will be going with the package. So let's go ahead and take this back apart. Take this out. And then we will put it back together. So the way that you put this together is you line up this and this with these two holes. Okay, then you press down firm. Okay, and they are lined up. Now we will go ahead and put these in. Oh, that needs tightened up a little bit further. There we go. That's better. So I do not recommend taking this thing apart, because now the clear coat around that has cracked, because like I said, it just does that. Kinda did it on that one too, but not anywhere near as bad. Okay, let's tighten it a little more on the pivot side of things. Okay, that is pretty close. Would have helped if I would have oiled it one last time to take it apart. Nice and careful. So yeah, this is one of those knives that you really just don't want to take apart. But it's unfortunate when you screw up so many times in video. What do? Oh, maybe screw up less. Well, screw off. I screw up a lot. So here we go. Oil right there, only on the blade side. And then blade on, oil right there and there. Washer is next. Then one drop there and one drop there. And now we will close it. Okay. Now let's do this again. For the last time, I hope. Maybe. There. Okay. Now, the reason why I recommend not taking this thing apart is because one of the frames, one of the scales is warped. And I don't know which one, unfortunately. Now let's grab this for a little bit of extra torque. Loosen it a little bit. Beautiful. Opens up all easy, nice and smooth. There you go. A customized Gerber Affinity. 111 hours went into this thing. Absolutely ridiculous. And I will never do this again for... Now, most of that time went into it sitting in the bath for 5 days. It took forever. And I had to keep checking on it to make sure that it was doing all right. Then whenever I flipped it over, all the blue came off. So I just left it for 3 days straight, and then it turned into this. At the end of the video, I will show some pictures that I went out and took of this thing when it had 3 clear coats. But this thing is just beautiful, and I kind of want to keep it, but I was already paid for it, so it is getting shipped out after being put back into the package that it came in. This one right here is what it came in. So it is D-Tool, or D2 tool steel. Plain edge, it's a folding knife, obviously. A frame lock. I don't know what corrosion resistant they're talking about, but this thing is just amazing. So yeah, I opened this in a way that should make it look almost like it came from factory like this. Now if it is left in this, it will continue to look like this the entire time because of how many clear coats I did. It will not corrode. Looks great. Appreciate you guys watching. This video took forever, but I think it was worth it. For me anyway. I can do this for myself later on. So yeah, that's why it's worth it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is where I'm going to put the pictures over my voice, hopefully, if I figure out how to edit that. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great night, day, or whatever, and yeah, we'll see you later.